have our annual general meeting. We've got some special business this year, which is the first thing that we need to deal with. The special business is a special resolution in relation to the adoption of a new constitution. There is a motion before this year's annual general meeting by way of special business that was notified to the members in accordance with the existing constitution 21 days in advance of the meeting in relation to the acceptance of a new set of rules. The new rules have been drafted to comply with the uniform co-ops law under which we've been operating for some years, but using rules that had previously been passed and amended in 2005. That's all been perfectly fine. There's no reason why that couldn't happen. The laws were adopted under the new law. But to enable us to continue to operate and function efficiently, it was necessary to go through the process of drafting a new set of rules to bring it into line with the new national uniform co-ops law. And there are a number of things about that law which are slightly different to the way in which the New South Wales Co-ops Act used to operate, not the least of which is that we are now entitled under the new law to operate entirely electronically from here on in, subject to the fact that we have chosen as a board to have a rule that for the annual general meeting there still needs to be a meeting that takes place somewhere physically within the state of New South Wales at which a quorum is has to attend to enable the meeting to proceed. And the reason for doing that is because while we have 127 members presently, this is the only way in which the members actually meet outside of happening to be at the ski lodge in a group of 13. Once or twice, if you're like me, twice a season. Otherwise, the members don't meet. But in the future, what will happen is that there'll be a meeting like this, but other people will be able to attend electronically, and the new constitution will permit those people to be able to vote electronically from wherever they are. At the moment, of course, the reason why we're meeting in Collector and not in the ACT is that physically a meeting of this lodge, of this co-op, has to take place in the state of New South Wales once every year, and we're not permitted to have that meeting in the ACT. So the Canberrites still have to leave the protective area in which they live and come into the wilds of New South Wales to participate in the club of which they are a member. Bad luck, fellas, it'll still be the same.
It was set up in New South Wales, wasn't it?
Well, it was set. I suspect actually that the membership at that stage was majority in the ACT, but I don't think the ACT. I think the ACT at that stage didn't have a territorial government the way that it does now.
It wasn't that long ago.
No, it was 1964. I don't think there was a territorial government in the same sense that there is now.
We didn't get
There was a territory. Yeah. So I suspect what it was that the ACT had a local council and that was just about it. So there wouldn't have been a co-ops law available in the ACT to permit it to happen. And because the lodge was being built in New South Wales, I suspect that's the reason why the cooperative was formed under the New South Wales law. But the majority of people, when you think about it, the majority of people came from Canberra. It was a Canberra-dominated board, I think.
Didn't know that. No, 64. 62.
62, sorry.
More of them were Vaucluse.
Vaucluse, yeah. Not from those. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
We're here now.
It would be interesting to go back and have a look. What are you going to write our history for us?
No.
A
lot of it is not writable.
They're the best bits.
They're the bits we want written.
Well, can I just interject on that point, because the emails from Slopes have told us that the Perisher Historical Society has been gathering historical stuff from lodges, and their group is getting on a bit, and they're interested in in more people contributing histories and things like that. So within our lodge, with anybody with stories to tell, if we want to think about gathering information about what's happened and when and who was involved and all of that sort of stuff, then that would be good. So I don't want to distract too much from what you're talking about, but I thought that's a good point to talk about historical things.
In any event, so the new constitution has been drafted in accordance with the current national law. There are very few effective changes between the rules as they previously existed and the way they are now. They've just been updated. And as I said, the principal advantage is to permit us to meet electronically and to vote electronically at AGMs. The other significant matter is that, as Colin will report to you all in a short while when he gives us the financials from the last financial year, the lodge is financial, but we have had an ongoing problem for a number of years, which is that we need to be able to increase our fixed income, particularly the levies that we raise. And for a number of years, we've been sitting at the limit of our entitlement to raise levies because the Constitution placed a financial limit on the annual levy. The one thing that we have done in the Constitution, though members don't need to be concerned about it in the short term, is that we've increased the capacity of the board to raise the levy from a maximum of $250 a year to a maximum of $2,500 a year. Doesn't mean it's going to go up to $2,500 a year immediately, but within the next couple of years. We need to be able to put up the annual levy because we need to be able to pay our fixed service fees and also be putting money aside to enable us to continue with our maintenance and upgrading program that is necessary from time to time. Every year there is some small repairs and maintenance work that has to be done, and every few years there's at least one major job that needs to be completed. So, for example, in the last 18 months, we have redone the internal electrical switchboard. It's been completely replaced. So we have a new and upgraded electrical switchboard with some upgrades to the external switchboard as well, but it hasn't been completely overhauled. But that was because the switchboard that we had become redundant. The manufacturer no longer made it and spare parts were no longer available, so that we were told that if we had a breakdown, the loss of a fuse or something like that in the middle of the season, that we'd be waiting till the next summer before we could turn our electricity back on. So that's been done, and the other thing that we've had done is the entire fire service has been replaced. So we have all new detectors throughout the lodge and a new fire board that's been installed. So that's the major work that's been done in the last year or so. The purpose for pointing to those things is that to enable us to continue to keep the lodge liquid, there will be increases in the annual subscription rate and to enable us to, in fact, in a sense, to get us back to where we should be. There'll be some increases, or there'll be an increase in the next 12 months to that fee. And those are the two principal changes that come under the new Constitution. The Constitution has been circulated. Everybody had an opportunity to get access to it electronically, and it will be redistributed electronically if this annual general meeting approves the special resolution. Now, to enable that to happen, obviously we are not taking votes from outside the people who are in this room, because at the moment the Constitution doesn't permit us to do so. But we do have enough people here. We needed 13. We needed 12.7 members to be present, to be exact. So we've done slightly better than that, but we need 75% of the persons present to vote in favour of the special resolution, and that doesn't include our 2 youngest members who unfortunately are not permitted to vote because they're yet to reach majority. So they'll have to be excluded. So at the moment, I think how many people have we got?
19.
19, right, okay.
And one,
So-
one proxy from Richard O'Keefe.
Thank you, right, okay. So is there somebody who wants to move the special resolution? Nobody's prepared to do it. Ah, Adrian.
Can I just ask?
Yeah.
You mentioned that setting the subscription
Yeah.
to $2,500.
Hmm.
I know that sounds like a lot of money now, and the 250 probably
Yeah.
sounded like a lot of money back then. Is it worth having a hard limit? Shouldn't we just have like a
We're obliged to have a
maximum?
hard. We're obliged to have a hard
Okay.
limit. We have to specify a limit.
Yes.
And we could have specified. We could have specified 50,000.
Yeah.
But you know, well, strangely enough, we can laugh about it. At the Slopes meeting last